We're getting there, guys. ADEPTICON 2026. Not too far away, and this first board is pretty much done except for the detailing. I'm so excited. Let's get going. So, boats, sump barges, something to keep these scaffolds on top of while we jump from the main tower to, around the board. These were donated to me. Thanks a lot, Chuck. A buddy of mine thought he needed a good home. Look at the detail on these things. These are great MDF kits. I believe they're TT Combat. So at this stage, I also have a 3D printer, a FDM 3D printer, and I've been mastering it. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm not going to be using other gubbins on this. Other old pieces, just stuff. Like that's the front end of one of those tractors and the crane kit from GW. The idea here is to have as much inventory at hand so that you can detail these things up. Now you can see the handles that we're gluing on with those gubbins so that I can take these beautifully detailed boats apart. And that's kind of where some of the lighting system's going to be going that I alluded to in the last video. These really are awesome boats. They don't need very much, but we do need to sump it up. And what would I be if I wasn't a converter? Of course, this is the bottom part to the Ashwace Hab unit. Yeah, that's what it's called. So at this point right now, we're going to show you all three boats that I got going. The fourth one I had already made. You can see the video for that in the sump wall builds. That one's got a glued top, so I didn't really want to showcase that. I'm not going to pull that apart or anything because it's a fourth boat. It's pretty much already okay. Here we have it pulled apart, and we're going to do a little walk through here a little closer. So here we go, sanding, PVA glue and sand. I have a little finer sand with this one. You have to give some texture to things, just to break it up, just to make sure that the paint can show some detail on it for later. There's several different methods that you can do this. I've gone over them, more than multiple times. But for all of you new ones that are here, this is basically just white glue and sand mixed together in the bucket there. And that gives one form of texture. And then what I do after that is I sprinkle the sand on the outside and let dry for a few hours. Usually a day for the most part. This is one of the things that I tend to have really taken up because, believe it or not, I don't have a lot of time to do all this stuff. Full-time job, full-time family, all that other stuff. So a lot of these techniques that I've put in place and things that I do are for the simple fact that I only have a couple of hours to work on this, and I want to get the maximum out of what it is that I'm doing. Yeah, so this will add a total ton of texture, especially with the oil paints. It also is something I can do real fast and then, leave sit for a few days. Here we are with the oils, my favorite thing to do. There's my palette. No, I haven't cleaned it in 2 years. Cheap brush. All you're going to do is you're going to pick out some of the paint directly out of the tube, and you're going to dot it all over this place. The wonderful part about, well, okay, let me get back to that. Then you're going to take your spirits and you're basically going to push it around. My method does require a bit more spirits because I do like the effect of the spirits dripping all over everything and pulling the pigments apart. Effectively what this is doing is this is just spreading the pigment around. Now we can add some of the sump. Notice everything is still wet. While this little part of me painting and everything has only been, it's going to be, 5-10 minutes. I think 6 minutes I got it down to. The entire process of painting everything all the way around along with powders, the towers and the boats, encompassed about 45 minutes of my time one night. And I got all of it done. That's the beauty of oils. Now, what you're going to do afterwards is you're going to use a little t-shirt, you can use a cotton swab, you can use sponges, and you're going to remove the excess, from the spots that you want to show through. Still, by far, the best method to get all this done. Now you can do the same thing with the rust. Now in this particular one, I didn't bother taking any of the rust off, but the more thinner, and then the powders go right on top while this is all still wet. Now I am going to fix the powders down after this is dried. It does take a little bit for this to dry, but again, I only have a few hours a week to work on this stuff. These methods that I've come up with, they give you a nice, fast approach. There is some technique to what I'm doing, don't get me wrong. And if you guys really want, just say it down in the comments. I will give you as long a video as you possibly want on me doing oil-based painting. I love doing it. You need to have some ventilation going on with if you're going to do it the method that I'm going to be that I like to do it in. I can do it in several different methods too, but again, this is all about timing on this stuff. I had a whole board I had to paint, and I wasn't even worried about it because I knew these techniques. It really is amazing stuff how fast you can adjust. You can make changes. Best part about it is it takes a while for it to dry. It really does. These pieces right here dried for like 3 days. And they still somewhat smell a little bit of the spirits. But during that time frame, if you see a mistake or something like that, you could just fix it. Again, like I said, I get 1 day a week generally where I can get 4 or 5 hours to work on this stuff. And then the rest of the time, it's little 20-minute, half-hour things. I've come up with these methods so that I can get stuff done in the time frame. We're going to do a spooky little walkthrough on how the table looks right now. Remember, I still have lighting to add and I still have graffiti and poster work to add. But boy, is it exciting to watch this. Getting a little better on the camera pans. Hope you guys enjoy this. wanted to thank Chris and Matt from Sump City Radio for the awesome interview that we did on their last episode. Please go check them out. I also got to meet one of my heroes that you all know about, Magrathea, Builder of Worlds, Tim Eagling. This is some exciting times, you guys. The next video after this is going to be a live stream where we're going to be, or at least I'm going to be, live streaming with my favorite YouTuber, Tim Eagling from Magrathea, Builder of Worlds. That's going to be on February 28th. We're going to be doing a joint stream. I hope Tim and I can pull this one off. We're going to the second board build now, guys. ADEPTICON's right around the corner. Again, thanks so much for stopping by. And as always, please like and subscribe.